Good afternoon, everybody. David, I'm a TI. Um, so I've been very, very under the weather the last 4 days. Basically been in bed. Uh, couldn't move, body hurting, brain feel like it was melting or something like that. Just weird stuff going on. I'm bouncing back. Um, I'm almost 100% now. Uh, well, 100% compared to what happened to me in the last 4 days. So anyway, I'm going to read a Bible verse and then I'm going to talk about um, electronic dissolution of memory and the Edom program. And it's just something real quick, real good information, but real quick information to let y'all know I am back full force. Um, and if you, I have interview schedules on Sundays and stuff like that. Booked up for the next Sundays. Can't find no guys to do no interviews. It's mostly women, but mostly women are targeted. But you know, oh, I have people that's going to do interviews and that have contacted me about interviews. Um, However, not many guys at all. Them are on mostly on Sunday. So bear with me. I'm trying to get guys to do interviews during the week. If not, I will do informative uh videos. So I'm still going to be doing videos even if I don't have any interviews to do. Um, Interviews are always good to get people's story out, but information's good too. Um, so here we go. I'm going to start out with a Bible verse. Then I'm going to go into the information I have to present to y'all. Um, the phrase "steal, kill, and destroy" comes from the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I've come that they may have life and have it to the fullest. The phrase "steal, kill, and destroy" comes from John 10, where Jesus gives a couple of his "I am" statements. I am the gate. I am the good shepherd. He contrasts himself with the thief who wants to steal the sheep and the hired hand who runs away at the first sign of the wolf. It is in this context that Jesus explains the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the fullest. And this is John 10:10. It's natural to read that verse and assume Jesus is talking about the devil, enemy, slander, or Satan, the adversary. After all, stealing, killing, destroying are precisely what this angel turned enemy of God's up to throughout the Bible, as we will see. However, the context of John 10 suggests that Jesus is talking more specifically about false spiritual teachers. Religious teachers opposing Jesus are the antagonists of John 9, as well as the group he's addressing in John 10. John 10 has strong similarities with Ezekiel 34, where God calls himself Israel's shepherd and warns them against false religious teachers. This strongly suggests there will be a following hallmark of false spiritual teaching. It will seek to steal, kill, and destroy, following the pattern set forth by the devil. The obvious way in Scripture that the devil tries to stealing people away from God. By planting mistrust about God, the serpent was able to steal Eve's trust away from God. The result of Eve's and Adam's sin was humanity's defection from living under God's authority to being resentful residents of the dominion of darkness. Like a kidnapper luring a child away from his parents, the devil leads the whole world astray. Revelations 12:9. So as not to lose the people he has stolen, he attempts to snatch away the word of God from the person who hears it, like a bird eating up seed before it's able to sprout. Matthew 13:19. And when somebody switches allegiance, Satan attempts to snatch them out of my hand. Although, thankfully, Jesus says this won't happen for the people who listen to my voice. I know them and they follow me. John 10:27. In the same way, false spiritual teaching can steal people away from God. Even within the church, teachers can emerge who distort the truth in order to draw away the disciples after them. Acts 20:30. The Apostle Paul explained as why the elders he appointed in the city of Ephesus must shepherd the church well, protecting it from the wolves. Acts 20:28 through 29. And I'm almost done. I'm going to start on the information. Another less obvious way that Satan and false teachers steal is through stealing God's truth and perverting it. Acts 13:10, Jude 1:4. Our enemy is no creator, he's a plagiarizer. Satan famously quoted from Psalm 91 to Jesus in such a way that if Jesus had followed his twisted interpretation, would have thwarted Jesus' mission. In the book of Revelation, one of the dragon's puppets The beast of the sea poses as a false messiah. It had two horns like a lamb, but spoke like a dragon. Revelations 13:11. And I'm going to start the information now. That was from my Bible people out there, the people that are followers of Christ. Okay, so here we go. Many horror movies have been inspired by these electronic mind control experiments that have been taking place in ever increasing numbers in the United States and abroad. The movie Forgotten is a clear example of one particular CIA DoD program that was not discontinued after Congress's church investigations. Edom is an experiment on the erasure of memory. In the movie The Forgotten, several children were abducted and their parents were forced to forget about them. Of course, the age-old mythology of evil aliens as an explanation who is conducting these 30-plus-year-old technology experiments, was the focus of the movie. People's ignorance and desire to believe the fantasy of aliens or demons still works today to redirect the anger that the public should have against the highest treason that has become acceptable for weapons being tested on the public at large. The Nazi scientists that were brought over after World War II infected our country's military and security agencies, thinking that testing on all humans and not just Jews is acceptable as long as there's plausible deniability. It is now commonplace. Electronic dissolution of memory is achieved by several mechanisms. First, let's examine the EEG heterodyning option. When two minds are linked through TAMI or thought and mind interface, every thought is shared. The psychic attacker merely needs to blank their mind when a topic of thought occurs that they want to avoid. The blanking of their mind forces the memory recall of the target's mind to be blocked also. Thought redirection also works. Memories are just inductions of brain entrainments. If the subject is not trained in the psychic defenses, their thoughts will blank also. This is only a temporary mechanism and does not affect long-term memory. A more severe method is used to erase long-term memory, what is nicknamed the deep fryer, using overstimulation of memory to memory creation to degrade those recalls. Neural network theory predicts that large training sets of data or experiences will exponentially decay earlier memory stored in neural networks. So electronic neuron application technology was discovered to have this capability by accident. But of course, everything gets weaponized and marketed into a project for budgeting. The third method of Edom uses hypnosis and signal coherence changes to erase short-term memory. Along with severe trauma and psychological abuse, these methods are used to try to get a victim to repress and forget their experiences from the experimentation of electronic mind mapping, influence, and control for obvious reasons. As with testing and experiments, there's a probability that they won't work on certain minds and personality types. This is what they're interested in and documenting for weapons efficiency. Hypnosis and suggestion to forget the traditional vocal channels has been successfully demonstrated since Sigmund Freud's day. Signal coherence is a relatively new concept. Your brain is natural operating frequencies. If altered, the information is stored in your vast neural network under those new conditions. This is called state-dependent memory. It's observable in people who take psychiatric drugs or alcoholics. Memory stored under those mental conditions can only be recalled under the same conditions. Hypnosis has been demonstrated to recall memories under the same condition. Planted CIA paid psychologists popularized this phenomena as false memory recall. Many children have been subjected to these brutal MKUltra experiments back in the 70s, and when the memories begin to resurface, many pseudoscientists of disinformation call them false recalls. Defense lawyers of child molesting priests also latched onto this concept for their defense, Edom, and false memory implant techniques. Another CIA program that was released to the public many decades ago and very much wrapped up into the current expansion directed energy weapons on citizens was called Edom. Here we are again, electronic dissolution of memory. It's a technique to accelerate memory decay of previously stored memories and to block short-term memory from becoming long-term memory. The theory is to supply many new stimuli to the memory pathways, thereby, according to neural network theory, overload the network through excessive training samples, thereby decay the information contained in the network. Basically, it is overstimulation of the brain. The short-term memory block is a method like hypnosis to entrain the brain at a base frequency that is not normally accustomed to operating at. Memories are stored at this new frequency rate, which with hypnotic suggestion can be segmented and blocked from access under the normal brainwave patterns. This is why hypnosis can recover memories from children who were abused under the MK Ultra mind control program. This phenomenon is also observed with psychoactive drugs, and it's called state-dependent memory. Implanting false memories is done by forcing a memory recall through verbal cues or forced recorded EEG patterns, then revising it with new imagery and associations. Once the false memory has been created, it needs to be reinforced through multiple recalls. Practice makes perfect. In my opinion, this technique doesn't work very well on most people. I only encountered a small number who were severely programmed with false memory implants. And that was Robert Duncan talking right there. Another method of memory erasure uses the grown virtual neurons. Memories are stored holographically and holistically in the brain's synaptic weights, not as engrams or single cell instances. If, when the plug is pulled on the biocommunication signal, the virtual neurons that help store memories disappear too, and information formed during the connection will be very significantly degraded. And I hope that helps somebody. They plant false memories, and they can also, something interesting here was where it said, defense lawyers of child molesting priests also latched on this concept for their defense. They tried to say these kids were having false recalls of memory. But of course, it's all real, and it really goes on, unfortunately. Anyway, that's something quick to catch me up on my videos, and that's some good information in my opinion. Sorry. Like I said, I've been very sick over the last 4 days, like very sick. Uh, it's just hard to explain what I went through, but it's over now, thank God. And I will be back to my normal YouTube videos. If you have any ideas for videos, let me know. I will be doing Project Soul Catcher and How to Tame a Demon. And I've also had somebody reach out and wants me to read the book. I haven't read their book online. I haven't had a chance to look over it yet. But when I look over it, I will. If you know anybody who would like to get their story out, please let me know. Like I said, looks like it's mostly women. Need some guys to step up to the plate and be brave enough to tell their story. If y'all would, it's much appreciated. And it's for the greater good. Um, I'm sorry, I'm not one of these channels that's going to sit up here and feed you with false hope and say this stuff's going to stop. Because I know MK Ultra never stopped. It just got disguised under different names, and they said it stopped. So, I can't give nobody false hope because I held on to false hope from a couple organizations for a couple years, and nothing ever happened. So I got tired of doing that. And what you find is when you hang on to these false hopes, um, is you don't figure out ways to do it. You just sort of wait it out in torture and wait out your torture and just wait on somebody else to come fix it and then end instead of looking for solutions through spirituality, shielding, which I haven't found nothing that works good yet. Water will help relieve it. Like water bags, my ice cap I wear relieves. I found ways to relieve it. But yeah, so, uh, my channel is geared for information and to get interviews out, people's story out, to show people this is real. Um, it does look like, um, some people, you know, if what everybody's saying is true, and I don't even want to spread false hope on my channel. So I'm not going to. I'm just going to stop right there because I refuse to do that. You got people like really, really suffering, like me and Holly and other people, and getting your hopes up and getting your expectations let down for me is just, I can't stand getting my expectations up for anything and then being excited and expecting it to happen, then it don't happen. All you're doing is setting yourself up for a letdown. So anyway, God bless y'all. I thank God I'm bouncing back. I have no clue what happened, but I'm bouncing back, and that's all that matters. So please continue to support me. Don't give up watching my channel, um, because I am back. I know I had my little 4-day rut after 2 good interviews, and I have interview schedules coming up. I have to confirm one for tomorrow. Should have one for tomorrow if everything goes good. And if I haven't answered your messages or something, it's because I've been sick for 4 days. So I'm going to get around to looking at messages and stuff sometime today. So anyway, God bless all TIs. Thank God I'm feeling better. And thank y'all for supporting me and believing in this channel. It means a lot. God bless.